about some kind of female solicitor who's defending a guy who may or may not be a killer, but maybe in a former life they were lovers. It's always some nonsense like that, and presumably there's normally some gruesome murders. So how is that getting you in the mood?
It's plot development.
Yes, the narrative. Oh, I love narrative.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's a lovely twist. I've got the horn.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, if you're from Manchester, sorry about that. I mean, it is true. We weren't making that up. We weren't doing a stupid stereotype like Kyle did with Liverpudlians. It's just a survey that Mancunians take off more sick days. But they might be genuine. They might be sort of an iller people, or it might just be people who are in Manchester go, oh, I can't be bothered to go to work, it's rubbish. Whereas if you're in London, you go, I can't wait to go to work. What a lovely place this is.
Some great jobs, don't you?
Great jobs, don't
they? Rick, I know you're always looking, just to keep you abreast of, new developments in music, what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got any plans this evening, but you might want to pop along to the Hope and Anchor in Islington.
Why?
Where, playing tonight, Restless Diesel.
Please welcome to the stage.
Restless Diesel. I mean, we've talked about it before, band names where you just have to imagine you're supporting U2, Wembley Stadium. It can never happen. Please welcome to the stage.
And
Restless
he comes on and
Diesel.
after the first song he goes, thanks, cause great band before us, Restless Diesel. You hear a lot more of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it won't happen, will it?
Sure, they're a great band. I think.
What's the tax on that? £5 in, is it?
It's not telling us actually. Yeah, but pop down to the Hope and Anchor. Maybe tell us how Restless Diesel were tonight.
Yeah, just call in. Maybe call in on Christian Show Monday. Just tell us how Restless Diesel were. We can make that a regular feature.
Now, what's coming up on today's show?
Well, listen, we got all the usual favourites. We got and some new ones. We got Monkey News. That's sorted. Carl told me.
People are guaranteed Monkey News.
He called in. He said, "I've got some Monkey News."
Brilliant.
He's done that. I had to make sure. Yeah, we got that. We've got some great tunes. I've got a great song from Tupac, some Cat Stevens, some Jimmy Webb, some Thin Lizzy.
Can I surprise you with something from Aerosmith?
Brilliant.
And a little treat from Evan Dando.
We're quite rocky today, aren't we? There's a threat that there won't be Rockbusters.
Good. That's no threat.
But we can
Great
bring
news.
back Educating Ricky.
Oh.
I mean, because it's sort of like seasonal, isn't it, our show? We don't want it's not like Ant and Dec's takeaways on all through the year.
Yeah.
They go away for a few weeks and we get something else, like Ian Wright's, Friends Like These or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so maybe Rockbusters, maybe not.
Rockbusters on hiatus, but Educating Ricky always fun. If
That's
you've not
what's
heard
coming
that
up.
before.
And I'll tell you what, Jane's Addiction, just because they rock as well, don't they?
Oh, brilliant.
XFM 104.9.
Excellent, Ricky Gervais.
Jane's Addiction, just because on XFM 104.9, broadcasting from London, where people prefer to only be off sick when they actually are ill.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken a day off sick. Except when I had that terrible tonsillitis.
Is that when you went home, stayed with your mum and dad?
Yeah. Why is that a problem? Nurse back to health.
No, I'm not saying it's a
Nurse
problem.
back to health. Yeah, I've got a loving family. So sue me. What do you make of
The antagonism and piss taking is just like, oh God, 3 blokes in a pub. If there's people listening, I can't
Are there? Carl, what do you make of London? Because you often say you'd much rather be up north.
Well, he wouldn't, or he'd go.
Well, this is what he constantly says.
You've chosen to live here, you've lived here for years, you've got a flat here.
No.
No.
I chose to come here because I was offered a job that was good money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have come here if there was no job.
So you prefer to be somewhere where there's a
I
good
don't like
job,
being
so
here,
you've
I don't
chosen
like
to
being
live here.
I don't like being here, though.
Well, no, but you can leave.
To what?
Well, exactly! So you've chosen to stay somewhere that's better for you.
It's not better for me.
Well-
It's making me ill. I'm not sleeping.
Well, you say you're ill, you call in ill, but I don't think you are. But I mean...
Are there any stats to prove that?
Well, yeah, because, it'd be, of the 11 days that he calls in sick, I reckon probably 7 of them are genuine.
I'd love it if I dropped down dead tonight. Honestly, I'd love it.
If you drop down dead tonight, you know it.
And
Why
then
aren't you
go-
sleeping?
What, you're feeling ill now, are you? That's funny, you weren't
I'm,
feeling ill earlier, but you read that, and you're suddenly ill.
I'm run down.
Well, you should take a holiday. Oh, yeah, you just had about 8 in the last 6 months.
Oh, God!
Why are you run down? Why are you run down?
Yeah, what have you done? You sit in a little air-conditioned office.
I haven't got time to tell you. Let's move on. Let's get on with stuff. What have we got anyway? Because we didn't have a chance to meet up this week. Me and Ricky could have done, but You said you were busy, Steve,
Yeah, I
so
was.
that's probably why you don't get run down, but finishing work at about 4 o'clock.
No,
So,
I could have had the meeting, but we gave you a time and you suddenly decided with very little notice that you couldn't make it. So that
make
was
it
the meeting.
meetings and that.
Oh,
So what have we got then? What have we got? It's 1:20. What have we got? We're on till 3.
Well, we've been talking, we've been doing well, we've been playing some great rock and roll, we've been playing some lovely songs, we've told them, we've explained a survey, just for employees, be careful.
Yeah.
We've, put that out there, we put a shout out there, people know
I mean,
you're...
would you say it was probably safest if you are an employer to never employ Mancunians?
Well, I
Would
wouldn't
be
go that
just a
far. I
general
wouldn't go
rule
that
of
far
thumb?
because you see that's only an average. So I imagine some Mancunians, like Londoners, are nice, reliable people. It's probably just a few bad eggs that throw the stats up
Sure.
a little bit. People that would go, "I'm not coming in today. I'll put on some wet trousers." All right, stay in bed.
Yeah.
Stay in bed.
Yeah.
You still got them on? Yeah. Well, pop them off.
Yeah.
Put them on the radiator and go to bed with a little duvet. That'd be the best thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right, Carl.
Right.
What's your attitude? Is it because you're tired?
Yeah.
Well, why are you tired though?
You weren't staying up watching those Channel 5 films again, were you?
I'll tell you what. Me and Steve were having a little meeting yesterday over lunch about planning stuff for the show, and Gary Kemp came up to me, started having a little chat about old times, and I went, oh yeah. As he went away, Steve said, right, think of this. He said, Rick, don't take this the wrong way. Remember that sentence, don't take this the wrong way. So there's a right way and a wrong way I could have taken this comment. He nodded to sort of Gary Kemp and went, he's aged better than you. I went, well, how could I take that the wrong way?
Yeah, it's not offensive.
No. Well, the point is this. He does, because he didn't know me 20 years ago, so he's actually saying, Rick, don't take this the wrong way. He looks better than you do.
Yeah, well, he does.
But why say that, Carl?
What?
Did you really say that?
Yeah, although, can I just backtracking for a second? I love the fact you said you bumped into Gary Kemp and you reminisced about old times. What old times did you share with Gary
Well, no, he
Kemp?
came up and said, did we drop the pops together? And I went, no, I did Razzmatazz. He said, oh, we did Razzmatazz. I think he was thinking, had he ever met me before? But he hadn't, because we hadn't. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
But if you had to make an objective analysis,
I wouldn't. I think that's out of order.
sure. I mean, you're always slagging me off, but apparently you
No,
can't
well, I wouldn't-
make
I
a
wouldn't
value
do-
judgment
I
on something
wouldn't
else.
do
No.
I wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
shit.
Well, because you're morally all over the place. You don't know where you're coming or going.
Believe it. Believe it.
Sure. You should hear what I say about you behind your back.
So, would you say you're better looking now than you were? Or
Then I'm what?
would you say you're better looking now than you were?
Than I was when?
Well, have you aged well?
Yes.
You've aged well.
Yeah, I've kept my looks.
bit of Dando.
Bit Evan Dando, this would be lovely, yes.
Look for sunshine, see it burning full time.
Radiohead. Go to sleep. That's good, isn't it? On XFM 104.9.
Brilliant.
No,
Great,
I'm not-
great DJing there.
Well, I
That's
haven't
good,
heard
isn't
it before.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was very good. It was very good. I was just watching cable TV. I do a lot of that, and there's an advert I've noticed. It reminded me of the sort of adverts you used to see when I was a kid. It's one of those attempts to kind of educate young people, but doing it in
youth.
but
Yeah.
It's on MTV, but it's one of those things where it's clearly been made by people who are in their mid-40s,
Who have never been cool.
who have never been cool,
Yeah.
who've been working really hard to get into TV all
Yeah.
their lives, and now are trying to appeal to funky and possibly wayward young people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
Nerdy wells.
yeah, exactly. And it's a kind of stunning model, and two of her stunning model friends, but they're just a couple of average girls,
Sure.
going about their business. And it says something like, and it's all shot very funkily, like a kind of lock, stock, and two smoking barrels kind of thing. And it's a girl, and she's just grooving along with her friends, and it's kind of like the captions are things like, Isabella's 17, she's cool, she's quite funky, she's got these great friends, and they're sort of hanging out, laughing, and she just pops into a tattoo parlour. Why not? Her friends are like, what are you doing? But she just goes in, she has a tattoo done, and it sort of says, she's wild, she's crazy, she lives life as she sees it, she takes every day as it comes, she's not tied down to anything, she doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
So it just says, don't smoke cigarettes. If you think she's
if
cool-
you think all this is cool, then you probably won't want to smoke cigarettes. If
Exactly.
you want to be cool,
Yeah,
then
like
don't.
Isabella or whatever her
Except
name
the
is.
thing with that is that people watching that, the youth watching that will go, well, Bill at my school, he smokes and he's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this is the problem with it.
Yeah.
It's not that the impulse is wrong. The message is fine. It's just this thing. I can't imagine those things ever working with young people,
No.
with youths. It's like when you see, what was it?
What it will do is that you'll get a lot of 13 and 14-year-olds sneaking out and getting a tattoo.
Exactly.
So the parents will be going, I'd rather she smoked.
Exactly. She might give that up
Yeah, I know,
sometime. That's for life.
She's got a spider's web on her face now for the rest of her life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like you remember that thing when they tried to get young people to vote. Do you remember that? Was it Rock the Vote? Was it called Rock the Vote? Was it
God.
people like Billy Bragg and,
Yeah.
and people kind of?
Yeah.
I don't know who that appeals to. I don't know. Some youth is kind of smashing up a bus shelter,
Yeah.
throwing bricks at old
He
people.
goes,
and
"Oh,
then, wait a
Billy-
minute,
Billy-
what's that, Billy Bragg?
Pretty bad, yeah.
I just can't. I don't believe it ever. I think it was Mick Hucknall was another one. What's that, Mick?
Oh dear. Well, I remember the ones where you just if you were going to go off with a stranger, your cat went, well, don't.
Yeah.
Ask mummy first.
Yeah.
And I remember I was trying to jump in cars left, right, and centre, but my cat, when I was
Exactly.
like 5 or 6, would go. And
Yeah.
I go, good point.
Yeah.
You're right. He could be a nutter.
But I seem to remember the Charlie's. The Charlie Says. It was Charlie Says, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Charlie Says.
Charlie says.
I always find them really unnerving. He lived in that really eerie kind of world where you never really saw
cartoon.
anyone. Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
very it was very eerie. It wasn't very kind of comforting.
No,
world.
they hadn't spent a lot of money on the cartoon, had they? No.
But I always got the sense with him that he was probably really quite lonely.
But I like the fact is that.
And
that
he had